What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. This week's episode, I don't know, this one's going to be interesting because when you think about, WWE and tournaments, you have to think about, some of the big tournaments that WWE had over the years. Obviously, in 2005, if I remember correctly, Monday Night Raw had hosted a Gold Rush tournament where the winner would get a future title shot and whatnot. I know that WWE had hosted a one-night only tournament at Survivor Series in 1998, which ended with in which the tournament culminated with The Rock facing off against Mankind or Mick Foley for that matter for the WWE Championship, which that's what the McMahons wanted. That's what the corporation wanted. They didn't want someone like Austin winning or The Undertaker winning, which that's the Attitude Era for you. So this week's episode, the WWE should bring back the Cruiserweight Classic. That is what I feel like they should. I feel like they should, and I'll explain why. If you guys go back to 2016 was a hell of a year for WWE. Obviously, we had the first ever Royal Rumble match for the WWE Championship. Well, actually, the second time that the title was on the line, but this was the first time that the champion defended the title in the Royal Rumble match. And Roman Reigns ended up being eliminated by Triple H, and he eliminated Dean Ambrose to win the title. Obviously, Roman Reigns regained the title at WrestleMania. We had over 100. I think we had. Hold on, guys. If I remember right. There we go. If my memory serves me right, I believe. So for WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, we had 101,763, which was pretty insane. It was pretty insane. And then of course too we had the brand extension draft. Excuse me. We had the brand extension draft and also the Cruiserweight Classic. There were a lot of different variables that took place during this time, and there were actually 6 different qualifying matches that led to the event taking place. So at Progress Wrestling Chapter 29 on April 24th at the Electric Ballroom in Camden Town, London, we had Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Flash Morgan Webster in a Cruiserweight Classic British qualifying match. Jack Gallagher defeated Pete Dunne in the exact same matchup. Jack Gallagher defeated Pete Dunne. Then at Revolution Pro Wrestling's Live at the Cockpit 8 on May 1st, at the Cockpit Theatre in Marylebone, London, Noam Dar defeated Josh Bodum in the exact same thing in a Cruiserweight Classic British qualifying match. Then at Evolve 61 on May 7th at La Boom in Woodside, Queens, New York, TJ Perkins, or TJP, with Stokely Hathaway defeated Fred Yehi in a Cruiserweight Classic US qualifying match. Drew Gulak defeated Tracy Williams in a Cruiserweight Classic US qualifying match. And then at American Combat Wrestling, the tradition continues on May 28th at the All Sports Arena in Newport Richey, Florida. Lince Dorado defeated Romero Quevedo in a Cruiserweight Classic U.S. qualifying match. The entire event had took place and inside Full Sail in Orlando, Florida. And there was like a thing called and there was also this Evolve 63, the WWE Cruiserweight Classic Flashpoint, June 11th, at the Downtown Recreation Complex in Orlando. Tony Nese defeated Johnny Gargano, Drew Gulak, T.J. Perkins, and Lince Dorado in an elimination match. Since Nese won, he qualified for the Cruiserweight Classic. So the participants, to go in alphabetical order, you had Akira Tozawa, Alejandro Size. I completely butchered that name, honestly. Anthony Bennett, Arya Daivari, Brian Kendrick, Cedric Alexander, Clement Patois, I believe was his name, Damac, yes, that was a name, if you can believe that, Damian Slater, Drew Gulak, Fabian Eichner from Imperium, actually, Graham Metalik, Gurv Sira, Harv Sira, obviously the Bollywood Boys, Ho-Ho Loon, Jack Gallagher, Jason Lee, Johnny Gargano, Kenneth Johnson, Kota Ibushi, one of the top cruiserweights, or I guess junior heavyweights in Japan, in New Japan, in the world. Literally, this dude is incredible. Lince Dorado, Mustafa Ali. Originally, it was supposed to have been Zumbi, but because of because that Zumbi had travel issues, I'll say, Mustafa Ali ended up being the replacement, which honestly, I don't even know what to say about that. But if you guys are wondering where Zumbi was representing, he was actually representing Brazil, actually. Continuing on, Noam Dar, Raul Mendoza, who is now a part of Legado del Fantasma, Rich Swann, who's now doing his own thing outside of WWE, Sean Maluda, T.J. Perkins, Tajiri, Tommaso Ciampa, Tony Nese, Tyson Dukes, and of course, Zack Sabre Jr. It's interesting because the first round brackets were incredible because Kenneth Johnson defeated because Akira Tozawa, going in the order of the card, or I guess rather of the brackets, going from top to bottom, Akira Tozawa defeated Kenneth Johnson via a pinfall in 9 minutes and 46 seconds. Jack Gallagher? Yeah. Jack Gallagher defeated Fabian Eichner in 6 minutes 45 seconds via a pin. Tajiri defeated Damian Slater via a pin in 5 minutes 28 seconds. Graham Metalik defeated Alejandro Size via a pin in 4 minutes 4 seconds. Drew Gulak defeated Harv Sira via a submission in 5 minutes 18 seconds. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Tyson Dukes via submission in 8 minutes 28 seconds. Noam Dar defeated Gurv Sira via a submission in 5 minutes 26 seconds. Ho-Ho Loon defeated Arya Daivari via a pinfall in 5 minutes 3 seconds. Brian Kendrick defeated Raul Mendoza via a submission in 7 minutes 35 seconds. Tony Nese defeated Anthony Bennett via a pinfall, 6 minutes 34 seconds. Kota Ibushi defeated Sean Maluda via a pinfall in 9 minutes 40 seconds. Cedric Alexander Alexander, sorry, I can't speak, defeated Clement Patois via a pin in 5 minutes 58 seconds. And I'm not even gonna say how much time it took. So this one was Damac versus TJ Perkins. TJ defeated Damac via a submission. Former DIY members Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. You knew it was gonna happen. Gargano defeated Ciampa. Mustafa Ali lost to Lince Dorado via a pinfall, and then of course Rich Swann defeated Jason Lee via a pinfall. That was in the first round. The second round featured was Akira Tozawa defeating Jack Gallagher via a pin. Grand Metalik defeating Tajiri in a pin via a pinfall. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Drew Gulak via a pin. Noam Dar defeated Ho Ho Lun in a submission via a submission. Brian Kendrick defeated Tony Nese via submission. Kota Ibushi defeated Cedric Alexander via a pin, which sparked the chance of please sign Cedric during that night. And of course, Triple H ended up obliging to that. TJ Perkins defeated Johnny Gargano via a submission. And then Lince Dorado defeated Rich Swann via a pin. Rich Swann defeated Lince Dorado via a pin. The quarterfinals featured Grand Metalik defeating Akira Tozawa via a pin. Zack Sabre Jr. defeating Noam Dar via a submission. Kota Ibushi defeating Brian Kendrick via a pin. And then last but not least, TJ Perkins defeating Rich Swann via a submission. The semifinals featured Grand Metalik defeating Zack Sabre Jr. via a pin. And TJ Perkins defeating Kota Ibushi via a submission. And the finals, which lasted 20 minutes, mind you, featured TJ Perkins versus Grand Metalik, and the winner would become the first ever Cruiserweight champion. And funny enough, TJ Perkins may have won via submission, but he was not the first ever Cruiserweight champion in WWE. Truth be told, in WWE, we had a Cruiserweight championship in WWE, but it was only because it wasn't exactly 205 and under. It was mostly under 220 pounds, I believe, if I remember right. I believe it was 220 pounds and under. So that was back in the day. And funny enough, the last Cruiserweight champion we had before this came about was Hornswoggle. Yeah, Hornswoggle. So I feel like because now Kushida is now the Cruiserweight champion after defeating Santos Escobar, after he just defeated Jordan Devlin in a ladder match to become the undisputed champion. We now have Kushida. I feel like we need to have another Cruiserweight Classic, because by doing that, we could potentially bring in even more people, even more Cruiserweights, from Raw, from SmackDown, NXT UK, from Progress, ICW, WXW, Evolve, Ring of Honor, and even also potentially Japan as well, by getting everybody in, by getting all of them together. We could potentially have another Cruiserweight Classic similar to this one, because when you think about it, you had so many different people from around the world. Obviously, you had Kota Ibushi from Japan, Grand Metalik from Mexico, Tajiri also from Japan, Zack Sabre Jr. from England. You had Cedric Alexander from the U.S., Fabian Eichner from Italy, Clement Patois from France, the Bollywood Boys from Canada, via India actually. You had Ho Ho Lun from Hong Kong, China. Jason Lee from Hong Kong, China. And then of course too, you had Mustafa Ali representing the United States via Pakistan. So it was interesting to see how this tournament would come out to be. And I have to admit, this tournament was very impressive. Being able to see, superstars from around the world, from places, from countries like England and Iran and China, Mexico, the U.S., Japan. And of course too, Samoa as well, because Sean Maluta was Samoan as well. Germany, all around the world. And I feel like I feel like we need another Cruiserweight Classic, because if we were to get another Cruiserweight Classic, just imagine how many more superstars could potentially come to WWE. We could potentially see the return of Brian Kendrick in the Cruiserweight Classic. We can also see as well the Bollywood Boys involved in the tournament. We could see Legado involved. We could even see the the return of potentially T.J. Perkins, if they allowed him to. Kota Ibushi as well. I think Kota Ibushi had won the IWGP World Championship, if I remember right. I don't know. I don't keep up with New Japan Pro Wrestling. If you guys do, and he is the champion, let me know in the comments below, because I don't even know. But yeah, we see Kota Ibushi. So many. So if WWE were to bring back their Cruiserweight Classic, this is what we need. We need to see, a lot of these different superstars come back. Because by having them come back, again, we could potentially have them compete in NXT UK, in NXT, and if they were skilled enough, Raw or SmackDown. I know that, I know that Cedric Alexander would never. I don't think he ever competed in NXT. I know that he competed in NXT for only a little bit, But when the Cruiserweight Classic came to a close and he got signed, he became a part of the Raw roster, right after Survivor Series, actually. Because if you guys remember, there was a Cruiserweight Championship match, and the winning brand from that featured Kalisto from SmackDown, and I think Kendrick from Raw, if I remember right. I don't remember, but the winning the winning brand would get the Cruiserweight Classic, would get the Cruiserweight division. Raw ended up getting that one. Hang on, let me go back to it. Hang on. 2016, 2016. Yes, I was right. Brian Kendrick versus Kalisto, and the winning brand would get the Cruiserweight division and the championship. Kendrick ended up defeating Kalisto. Or actually, the Cruiserweight title match ended in a no contest because of an attack by Baron Corbin. So Brian Kendrick ended up remaining champion, and they ended up going to Raw. So technically, Kendrick won by DQ. So yeah, it was kind of interesting development. But if we were to get back the Cruiserweight Classic, we would be able to see even more superstars from around the world, potentially even also in countries like Russia, Austria. I know that Ilya Dragunov could be a perfect candidate for the Cruiserweight Classic. So yeah, so again, I feel like that could happen, and plus I feel like the winner of the tournament could become the #1 contender for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship at some point down the road at a future NXT TakeOver. It could be, part of SummerSlam weekend, Survivor Series weekend, or even also WrestleMania weekend, which would probably make more sense, in my opinion. But, guys, that is going to do it for this episode. Question of the day. Should WWE bring back the Cruiserweight Classic? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button if you guys are new to the channel and you guys want to see more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, which gets posted every Monday. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below if you guys have any fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel. My address will also be in the description. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.